Yeah, I think feels good to get back in. Just gonna play the same way I've always have, and yeah, it's never fun sitting out.
Just with the new coaching staff and all that, I mean, is it almost kind of like starting with a clean slate, and you got to get, you know what I mean? It's kind of like have to show them what you have and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's obviously when you get a new coach mid-season, that's kind of everyone's in the same boat when it comes to kind of a Todd doesn't really know too much of you, and you could show him what you have. So kind of back to the same first answer. It's just my game hasn't changed for a long time, and know what I can do. So just gonna keep doing that.
How tough is it to sit fish? I mean, you haven't done much in your career that way. I mean, was it pretty difficult?
Yeah, obviously. You're still part of the team, right?
Sure.
There's 2 or 3 guys on every team that aren't playing tonight. Obviously, you never want to be in that position, but you sit there for those games. We go on a great win streak. Obviously there's a bigger picture and a bigger goal here, as a team than there is individually. So just kind of look at that and be a good teammate, and that's all you have to do.
Todd talked about this is a measuring stick type road trip for you guys. How do you view the next couple games ahead of you?
Yeah, obviously 2, 3, 4 really good teams. Obviously starting with Florida tonight, we know what they could do. Stanley Cup champions for good reason. It's obviously a good test for our group, especially coming off. We win those 7 games, lose 1. It's going to be a good to see how we respond.
Thanks, Fischer.
It's a pretty good litmus test, you think, for you guys?
The best. We're coming off a disheveled effort, I guess, is probably the best way to put it, and coming into the Stanley Cup champs building on the road after that type of effort. I'm excited to see what we can put forth. Be a real big challenge for our group, but I think we need it right now. And like I said, looking forward to it.
Other than Fischer coming in, is it the same lineup and then with Talbot?
Yeah, well, Talbot will start. The lineup will stay the same. We've challenged a couple players that maybe had some off nights. And anytime you do that, you'd like to get them right back in and see if they respond. So we're doing that with a few of them.
I know you were asked the other night specifically about Justin, but was there a time in your career where you might have hesitated to be as blunt about how you felt the player? Like, is that something that involves with comfort and experience, or?
I think that's fair to say. As a young coach, you might not be as aggressive, but I just believe in being honest. You guys asked me a question, I have to answer it, and I sat with Justin the next day and told him the exact same thing. In fact, he told me basically what I was going to tell him prior to me even meeting with him. And I think that's how relationships are created. We come back with him tonight, we put him in the lineup, we believe in him. I believe I told you that I've seen him play some really good games, and expect one of those from him tonight.
Is that part of what you mentioned earlier, like it's hard to get to know players just by calling them into your office, but like saying good morning can help, but just something like this, now you've learned something about Justin?
Yeah, he's a veteran player, and he holds himself accountable. I know we're signaling out one individual, but there were many others that didn't play very well the other night, and everybody had some sort of conversation, whether it was just a casual skate by or whether it was a sit down. But relationships aren't only when it's all grand and everything's good, you're on family vacation. Sometimes the best relationships are at home when things aren't going real well. Kids are acting up and you and your wife have to discipline or provide some guidance for them. It's no different than being around the team.
How's Alex Lyon doing? Is he?
He's getting close. He's feeling good. He's on the trip. I expect him to play on this trip. Just don't know what day yet.
Is Saturday in play, do you think, or is that too soon?
Don't know yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
We talked about the other night with Tarasenko scoring those couple goals. Do you think that could be a spark that he needs, or could be going for?
I hope so. He has had the puck on his tape a fair amount, and he has had looks at the net. A lot of what he was taking was either blocked or deflected, not quite getting there. Those 2 shots were lasers. They were quickly released. They were. He knew where he was shooting. I don't even know if he picked the spot, but he shot to an area. And I think that's what really good scorers do. You have time, you pick your spot. If you don't have time, you shoot to an area, and you get it off quick enough so that the goalie has to do the job, and glad he did that the other night. I thought that was perhaps his best game since I've been here. We tried to get him on the ice a little bit more too, reward him for that, so hopefully it carries over into tonight and the trip.
Are you liking how your lines are shaking up? I mean, hard to argue with a 7-game winning streak, but just independent of that, how they're...
Yeah, we're finding more out about the group, who plays well together, what their strengths and weaknesses are. So far, so good, but won't hesitate to move things around if we need to.
Yesterday you mentioned how you saw Fischer working hard the last few days here. Now he gets his chance back in the lineup tonight. What does he bring to the forward group there?
Well, I know that even when he wasn't in the lineup, he provided some leadership and some energy, and that's always a good sign because a lot of those players will, get down in the dumps for that type of period. He never did, so there's a real good qualities there. And then on the ice, he's a big man. He gets involved physically and does a lot of the grunt work, the dirty work that line mates need, and that's what we need to see from him.
What makes Florida so good, Todd? I mean, why are they as effective as they are?
Well, I think they're led very well by Paul Maurice and their staff. They put together a championship caliber team with different ingredients. The ingredients play their roles real well, and they come after you. There's nothing passive in their game. They come in waves, and eventually they believe that minute 1 and minute 60 have equal importance, and they just keep coming and coming. And you throw the skill level and the experience in too, it makes a big difference. So they're a solid team, obviously.
Thanks, Todd.